Welcome to the process. It is Monday, May 31st, Memorial Day. And the process isn't going anywhere. I take days off. There's no holiday today for me. We got the process. We got contenders. We've got the strategy show live before lock. I'm doing it all today. So I appreciate seeing you guys here. It's probably going to be a little bit lighter of a crowd than normal, but that's okay. We've only got 2 games to talk about. We'll be in and out pretty quick here, but I appreciate seeing everybody in chat. Please hit that like button. That would help me out a ton. Subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification bell so you know when everything goes live. Follow me on Twitter at Josh Engleman. Only place you're going to get updates to my sim results as we get closer to lock. I hope everybody had a good weekend. We did not really get a ton of great basketball across Saturday and Sunday, but it does mean that we're getting dangerously close to the end of the first round, which means all of the basketball should start really picking up. So that should be fun. Had a relatively tame weekend. Just watched a lot of basketball Saturday and Sunday. Went out for a little bit. Watched some wrestling yesterday. It was a good time. Good time. It's good to see everybody here. Got more people in here right now than I was truly expecting, if I'm going to be honest. But that's fine. I made the mistake of saying, yeah, I'll do the process show on Monday. I didn't think that through. Shouldn't have done the show. Should have took today off. I should have been that guy. I went to bed last night at somewhere in the neighborhood of 12:30 p.m. or a.m. I guess 12:30 a.m. That's how tired I am. I woke up at 5:15. I'm super tired, and that's what I get for staying up late. But I'm here. Doesn't matter. It is time to just simply dive into this slate. I no longer have any additional pleasantries. So. Thank you guys for being here. I appreciate it a ton. You know what we're about to do. I've got my coffee, which is going to be incredibly necessary today. So, cheers to you. I hope you also have a coffee or a water or a tea or a juice or a joint or a cigarette, whatever you got today on this holiday season. This holiday season, I got to stop talking. I got to get straight into the basketball. I need to read off of this spreadsheet. Anything that's going to come into this brain that naturally needs to come out, it's just not ready. So cheers, everybody. Let's have a good day. I assume some of you are probably off today. Enjoy your day off. Let's talk basketball. Cheers. Oh, God. I'm going to need so much of that today. It's really going to be a problem. All right. So, we know where we're at this point. First game up, Memphis Grizzlies, Utah Jazz. And I don't really feel like Memphis is in this series, but we do need to at least take a look at them. And for the most part, I think that we know sort of what's going on in this rotation. They haven't really done anything too wild. Grayson Allen played a little bit more in this past game. We actually saw Brandon Clark see the floor once again. But really, I don't see anything that I just immediately need to change. It's not really out there. Tillman didn't see the floor. They went to Brandon Clark instead. Maybe they do that again. But we know we're going to get big minutes out of Ja. We know we're going to get as big of minutes as you can get out of Dylan Brooks. I don't really know where else I could take these minutes from. Jaren Jackson in for 28. Like, to me, that seems pretty reasonable. Bane played 16. Somehow Grayson Allen played 29 and a half. I'd like to give him 4 more minutes. I just don't really understand where I would take them from. Because my first thought is Bane, but I can't go there. I guess, like, even slow-mo I have at 30. I'll take him to 32. That gives me 1 more. Maybe I take Bane down another minute. Maybe that'll get me to 22 on Grayson Allen. That's probably fine. Maybe I'll take 1 additional minute from Tyus Jones. That'll get Grayson Allen to 23. Rates are already going to be the same. So if we're just looking at Memphis, Joval on FanDuel, 8,200 and 8K. They're going to stand out more than most. Jaren Jackson, though, 5,700 on FanDuel, 5,400 on DraftKings. I mean, that's a big time GPP play just for what he can do if it goes right. Kyle Anderson is probably 4th across both sites. Nothing too crazy. Dylan Brooks is too expensive at this point. I mean, it's really hard to want to spend 7,100 on Dylan Brooks with any sort of regularity. 6,400 on DraftKings looks a little bit better. I would say Memphis in general looks better as a whole on DK than they do on FanDuel. But I think Morant and Joval look better on FanDuel just individually. But I'm not really expecting much to change. They don't really have anything that they can do, I think, that would really change the outlook of this series for them. Like, I don't see it. I got to sneeze, but I don't know if I can. It's right here. I can feel it. Looks like it's going away. Kind of annoying. Wish it stuck around. Wanted to clear it out. Maybe I could take another minute off of. We'll take 1 more minute off of Dylan Brooks. Take that, and that'll take Grayson Allen to 24. That makes more sense. Wait. Why am I 3 minutes over right now? Who do I need to take those minutes from? Huh. Ah, there it is. That needs to be 3. Got it. Makes way more sense now. Gave Desmond Bane more minutes. Couldn't figure out why. Yeah, so Morant and Joval on FanDuel. Grayson Allen, though. $3,600 value option on DK. If he gets 24 minutes, he's the paydown option we're looking for. On to Philly. Put up. This series better end right here. Chris, have I ever ate gats for breakfast? No, I have no idea what that is. Should I Google that? I'm going to Google that off stream. Just so this isn't like a trap. Gats. Now I still don't know what it is. Breakfast. Scats breakfast. Now I still don't know what it is. All right, what the hell is this? I don't know what that is, man. Philadelphia 76ers looking to close out the Washington Wizards. And let's be clear here. I hope that they do. This series needs to end. 34 minutes for Embiid. I can't imagine they're going to be pushing too hard here. 36 for Simmons. 36 for Tobias Harris. And then we just need to deal with everybody else. 30 for Danny Green seems fine. Korkmaz could lose 2 minutes. Thibault can take those 2 minutes. Shake could play less. Maxey could play more. Not much else to deal with when it comes to Philly. You know you're getting high-end talent. You know you're getting $3,700 Seth Curry on FanDuel as a value play that's going to be very, very popular. He's 4,300 on DraftKings, so a bit less, but still popular. Ben Simmons would be my highest ranked GPP guy from the DK side because he's only 7,900, but he's priced back up to 8,800 on FanDuel. That's fine, but that's way too expensive for Ben Simmons as far as I'm concerned. Yeah, that's just too expensive for him. Embiid at 10-2 on FanDuel, 9,500 on DraftKings. Pretty easy to want to roster him. Danny Green is a bit of a value. That's probably it. I don't really see myself getting to all that much of the rest of Philly. But Seth Curry, FanDuel, 3,700. That is going to be a very, very popular option. There's not really a way to stop him from being ultra popular. Because he's going to play north of 30 minutes, and value on a two-gamer is going to be pretty difficult to hunt down. Oh my God, Chris. I thought it was like a food product. I didn't realize you were telling me that it was like near my home. No, I've never heard of it. I can't even find it. All right, there we go. Yeah, I can't even find this place, man. Apparently they don't have much of a online presence. There it is. Yeah, like they barely show up on Yelp. Yeah, I can't find this place. Appreciate the recommendation though. I really do. Yeah, Seth Curry's value on FanDuel is going to be that Seth Curry Joel Embiid pairing is going to be pretty big. Embiid and Curry are the number 1 and number 2 guys so far through Philly and through Memphis. We'll take a look at Utah now. Really hope Utah just wins this game. I don't want extra games in the first round at all. Mitchell was a lot better this most recent game. We saw Boyan play 37 minutes. That's aggressive. I've got Conley in for 34. That feels about right. Jordan Clarkson is losing time, though. I'm going to go ahead and cut his minutes finally. I got Mitchell in for 32. I can't imagine they're going to really let him loose. 28 for Ingles. Is that something that I need to walk back? Yeah, I probably need to take him to like 21. Give 2 more minutes to George Niang. That probably makes me where I want to be. Although Boyan probably needs more time. Where does that come from? Doesn't come from Rudy Gobert and Derek Favors, that's for sure. Niang in 11 minutes seems right. Maybe I'd take Joe Ingles to 25. That lets me get Boyan to 33. So if we're looking at Utah, then Boyan Bogdanovic is 5,600 on FanDuel, 6,100 on DK, but 5,600 on FanDuel. He's the best Utah Jazz guy. Same for Royce O'Neal at 4,400. Like, if these guys are going to play 30 plus minutes, it's hard to find value. O'Neal's probably a little overpriced, but I think it's still going to work on this 2-game slate. Gobert for 8,500, I think still looks really good. It'll be an interesting balance between Gobert and Embiid at center. Because Embiid's going to grade out better than him on a raw points basis, but the gap isn't as big as it seems. But look at this. Embiid, Curry, Harris, Simmons, Danny Green. They're the 5 best options on DraftKings right now. That's how ridiculous it is to play Washington. Speaking of Washington, let's close this out before we start running crunches. Q tag on Russell Westbrook, Q tag on Ish Smith. Clearly, I'm not taking either of those 2 guys off the floor right now. That's just not happening. I got Russ in for 40. I got Beal in for 40. We've got Daniel Gafford in for 21 minutes. We've got Rui in for 34, which may be a little high, since we did get the start from Bertans in the last one. So we'll get him back up to 30 minutes. Ish at 24. Neto didn't get the start, so we could definitely take his minutes down to 20. And take Ish down 6 more minutes. So who saw the floor? Garrison Matthews did. Anthony Gill played 12 minutes. Didn't see that one coming. I'm just going to throw those to Garrison Matthews because I don't think it really matters all that much. The chances of us really liking anything from Washington that isn't named Bradley Beal or Russ is just a value equation for Rui and Bertans. Bertans 3,900 on FanDuel, 3,700 on DraftKings. The paydown option, unfortunately, Rui 4,600 on FanDuel, 4,600 on DraftKings. Probably the best overall play for Washington. I don't expect to get to a ton of Russ at 11K. I probably get to quite a bit more Beal at 9,600 if I had to guess. Because to roster Russ today, in lieu of Philly guys, I think you're just going to end up spending a little bit too much salary. I don't think he's going to show up all that frequently. But there's only one way to find out. Let's run crunches. And to the 61 of you that are here, please hit that like button if you can. It's fun to see people still be here on a holiday. It's good to have everybody. It's a good day. All right, here we go. FanDuel Optimal is first up on the list. FanDuel Optimal looks like this. Ben Simmons, Ja Morant, Bradley Beal, Seth Curry, Danny Green, Rui, Jaren Jackson Jr., Royce O'Neal, and Joel Embiid. I actually do like that lineup. You get the Sixers, and obviously you're getting a lot of the main Sixers, but only 2 of the big 3. The rest is value. You get Beal on the opposite side, so if it's competitive, that works. And you get Rui, so I like the balance. Morant and Jaren Jackson, perfect. Royce O'Neal is probably not the best fit, but it works. Cantor, I agree completely. I like that lineup a lot. You drop down 2/10, swap out Ben Simmons for Russ, swap out Beal for Grayson Allen, swap out Royce O'Neal for Tobias Harris. Both of the constructions of those lineups look pretty good to me. But the more important thing is, what in the world do these power rankings look like? Because this could be all over the map. Well, remember when I said I didn't expect Russ to be all that frequent? Well, I'm wrong. It looks like there's enough value out there to get a lot of Russ. Combat Warriors Fantasy Sports from India. Thanks for being here. It's fun. Yeah, it looks like there's more than enough salary to get to Russ. Curry, Rui, Boyan, Tobias Harris, Jaren Jackson, Danny Green, Ja Morant, Russell Westbrook, Bradley Beal, Kyle Anderson, Royce O'Neal, Ben Simmons, Davis Bertans, and Joel Embiid round out the power rankings. But this looks good. This looks good. That's not as crazy as I was expecting, but it seems like there's enough value out there where it's pretty easy to get to Russ. Or is it just a positional thing? Actually, point guard's kind of loaded. You get Ja, Russ, Simmons, Conley. You know, they're going to soak up most of it. That's why Curry's going to be so popular. That's why Rui's going to be so popular. Because there's not as much at those positions. But center, Embiid, Joval, Rudy Gobert. That's going to be pretty much it. One of those 3 guys is almost surely going to be essential today. No surprises. Let's check out the DraftKings optimals now. Oh, man. Normally I would record contenders after this, but I have a sneaky suspicion I might just go back to bed and record those things later. I don't feel like there's going to be a lot of anything gained if I do these things at 7 o'clock and not 10 o'clock. DraftKings Optimal. Here we go. Mike Conley, Seth Curry, Danny Green, Davis Bertans, Rui Hachimura, Bradley Beal, Tobias Harris, Joel Embiid. So once again, I think that lineup looks pretty solid. you're not really reaching. Like Seth Curry's going to play 30 minutes. Danny Green's going to play 30 minutes. Bertans should play 30 minutes. Rui is going to play north of 30 minutes. Like all of these guys are getting legitimate playing time. There's not a question mark in terms of like these guys being on the court. And I think that's pretty good to see. So let's check out DraftKings power rankings now. But so far, I don't hate the exposures that are coming up. Yeah, and it's even stabilizing pretty well. Whether that's, we got some battle between Seth Curry and Tobias Harris. I think Curry will ultimately prevail. He's starting to pull. Oh, he's up 3, up 2. Tobias Harris up 4. Oh, Seth Curry with the finish, 228 to 227. So Seth Curry, Tobias Harris, Mike Conley, Davis Bertans, Joel Embiid, Danny Green, Ben Simmons, Rui Hachimura, Bradley Beal, Jaren Jackson Jr., Grayson Allen, Donovan Mitchell, Jonas Valanciunas, Ja Morant. So I guess the one takeaway I'm saying here is not a ton of priority Utah Jazz guys, but that doesn't shock me all that much. Sixers are definitely the priority, and that's what happens when you play the Washington Wizards. I mean, we're talking about a difference in... Wow, only a 5-point difference in game total. That's kind of wild, but the Jazz do play faster than you would expect. Power rankings done for DK. Let's run Yahoo Optimal, and then let's get out of here. What do we got? All right, Yahoo Optimal lineup. And we've got Ben Simmons, Seth Curry, and then we get to the Grizzlies. Ja Morant, Kyle Anderson, Davis Bertans, Jaren Jackson, Joe Val, and Rudy Gobert. So very different outlook on Yahoo in comparison to the rest of the sites. Not the same sort of value coming from Philly. No real sign of like the Grizzlies being the team that gets locked and loaded. That's kind of wild. Very different tonight on Yahoo, it appears. Power rankings coming out here for Yahoo. And man, it's so tightly packed at the top. Like there's so little delineation between some of these guys. Look at the percentages on this top group of guys. Like the top 6 are all basically the same. Jaren Jackson Jr., Seth Curry, Ja Morant, Ben Simmons, Mike Conley, Kyle Anderson, Tobias Harris, Rudy Gobert, Joe Val, Danny Green, Davis Bertans, Embiid, O'Neal, Allen. But like the difference between Tobias Harris and Jaren Jackson Jr. is very minimal. Yeah, that's where we're at for Yahoo. I'm really anxious to see how this slate plays out. It feels hard. It feels really hard. I just see a lot of guys that look very, very similar relative to their salary. And when that happens, and when exposures flatten out, life gets difficult. It really makes every lineup start to look the same. All right, Jay, the football nerd, because it's a holiday, because I don't want to end before 7, we can run both DK showdowns. If you're a FanDuel single game person, I'm not running that stuff. That's a terrible game mode. So let's get the projections in. All right, projections are in. We'll start with Philly and Washington. Optimal lineup: Embiid captain, Robin Lopez, Alex Len, Seth Curry, Ben Simmons, Russell Westbrook. Oh boy. Corner in the market on the 2 shitty centers from the Wiz. That's smart. That seems like it'll be a real good time. Wizards, Sixers, power rankings or Showdown. Looking like Embiid, Russ are the top two captains, Beal third, and then it kind of falls off a bit. At utility, the priorities, Embiid, Simmons, Beal, Westbrook. None of this stuff is very surprising. Seth Curry grading out pretty well, but he's kind of expensive. Robin Lopez for 1,000. That's going to be the problem. That's the pay down option people need to look for. Both he and Len are grading out way too high because Gafford's too expensive now. That's what we got going on for Sixers and Wizards. If we flip that over to Utah and Memphis, optimal lineup in Utah and Memphis. Oop, got to turn off randomness. Let's try this again. Optimal lineup, Utah, Memphis. Joval captain, Grayson Allen, Royce O'Neal, Mike Conley, Rudy Gobert, Ja Morant. That looks so much better than that Sixers lineup that we had to play. Lineup number 2 corners the market on centers with Favors and Gobert and Joval. Okay. Power rankings, Jazz, Grizz, and then we are done. I am probably going to lay back down. I just don't have the energy to record 2 contenders videos on this 2-gamer until I'm less tired. And honestly, they're going to be the same video one way or the other. Y'all are going to see it either way. Tell you what, my coffee tastes good. The only downside to going to sleep right now is that I'm not going to be able to continue to drink my coffee. All right, power rankings on my brain's dead. Power rankings on Grizzlies, Jazz, Showdown. Top captain is Joval. Ja Morant, Rudy Gobert, Mike Conley would be the next 3 options. And then at utility, Conley, Gobert, Joval, top 3 plays. You get to Morant, Donovan Mitchell, Jaren Jackson, Kyle Anderson, Royce O'Neal. I actually might play that Showdown tonight, depending on what time the wife gets home. But I don't know. By the way, Combat Warriors Fantasy Sports, I don't have a favorite team. Now, coffee won't blow the nap up. I could sleep through coffee. It's not a problem. Guys, I know it was pretty quick. 64 viewers, 40 likes. I didn't expect a big crowd today. But we were able to take a look at the slate. There's not really any major changes. Let's go full screen. There's not really any major changes to any rotations right now. So we don't have anything too crazy to look at. It seems pretty much status quo for these 2 series. And the Wizards don't really have a chance. I don't think the Grizzlies have much of a chance either, but at least they're still mildly alive. Contenders videos will be out later on today. Strategy show with Laffy at 10 o'clock. And then I'm back for Live Before Lock tonight at what I assume is 6 o'clock. Yeah, 6 to 7. Myself and Greg Ehrenberg, Live Before Lock, breaking down these 2 games. We'll have a lot more to talk about at that point in time. Actually, we'll have the same amount of stuff to talk about, but it'll go quick, I promise. Thank you guys for joining me on this holiday. I appreciate having you. It's been a good time. One last time to hit that like button, which would be great. And then if you're off today, hang out, chill, enjoy yourself today. If you're not off, listen to us. It'll be a fun time. Later, everybody.